there's a frame that I use that I came up with. Life's not a pendulum. Gay, straight, Christian, what's the opposite of Christian? Muslim.
What's the opposite?
There's many things that could go. There go Christian,
Sure,
gay,
sure.
but there's gay Christians and everything. But life isn't a pendulum; it's a skateboard park. Imagine if it went from just this pendulum back here to a skateboard park. This whole car, the whole area around you. How many angles, turns, and the creative mind. If you look at something, if you're coming from a perspective, if you're looking at a house and you're a fireman, it's not a house that's burning down. You're going to look at it differently than a real estate agent's going to look at it. You're going to look at it differently than a plumber's going to look at a house. And you're going to look at it differently than a kid is going to look at it. It's like all these different perspectives, and we come together in community to have different perspectives on different things. So when I look at something, I can't just side with trans people 100%. Safety, security to a certain thing, because a lot of times you're blocking other people's freedom.
When we're just so focused on like our own justice from our own perspective.
Yeah, justice. Then all of a sudden it's like there's a question about children taking in all that medication at a young age when they can't get a tattoo, but they can get a decision to be able to make that.
Ritalin
That's not me hating trans people. That's me like thinking, yeah, this person can't make that decision yet. Their family can't make that decision at that. Could they dress like the other gender?
Right. Can we just allow them for whatever self-expression that is?
But do we have to go into surgery?
Yeah.
And then also, let's say, I don't want to necessarily put this on Christians, but Christians, or I'm talking about people that are conservative and our mind sees things in threes. Since our brain has been at the modern, that's why I break things down in threes a lot. That's why I always put 3 steps to it. And I'm not alone in this. So, male, female, and then we have 1,000 genders. So for somebody that's older, that most of their life it was just male, female, and then other. And then all of a sudden it's getting to the point that they have to do that. They might not be transphobic. They may just be saying it's like, this is like too much. One of my friends the other day is like, it's all gay to me. Like everything's gay. Since I know he's a good person.
Is it just like, you think it's just a way to categorize it's easier?
Yeah, it's like he just put it into one. He goes L, G, like it's like he's gay. And then I kept on going. I was like Democrats. He's like gay. Because I started to think it was funny because I know he's not an evil person.
Yeah.
To a certain. And then I was like I just kept on adding stuff to throw it in there. Democrats gay, like Muslims gay, like everything like just. But I'm also making fun of him.
Right.
In
his like over categorization of
because in order to make the proper if I wanted people to, which I do, wanted people to accept people that are trans more, I wouldn't have done that.
Sure.
I wouldn't have complicated. The way you want to complicate something like that, if you want to create more victims. And I'm not saying trans people are doing. I think some hidden there's a evil plan at play, not to kind of push a lot of these narratives in a way that you're forcing people, which is not good.
For sure. Yeah. That's probably a whole nother video to really dive into that, because there is, and that's where if we expand our ability or willingness to take on different perspectives, that will with so much potency really help this type of conversation, right? Because there's a tendency, and this is a trauma response to colonialization, for us to just categorize, to want to like put everybody in a group, and then now they have all these like assumptions and qualities that we attach to them without really like understanding that each person is an individual, but we're also interconnected, and there's the human race, we're all interconnected. Yeah, totally.
Which is for our simple mind to be able to do it. So then it's one thing that throws everything on there. Because I'm kind of doing what my friend was doing to the fact of creating a skateboard park is one thing that's a visual to say, oh, you can't figure this out. I can't side with my good friend here 100% on all her beliefs.
Yeah.
Do I know most of her beliefs, and especially ones she's cared about, are well thought out? Yes. Mm-hmm. Then that's rare. Mm-hmm. Also, one of the things about gender is, if you look in India, and I'm sure you know this, but I don't think we've talked about it. If you look in India, when they have a lot of in depictions of enlightened beings, they're half male,
they're very androgynous.
They're half male, half female.
They very are, because it's the divine template of the masculine and feminine. That's divine wisdom right there.
Does my friend that I was talking about earlier, male, even me, do I identify too much with I'm a man, I'm supposed to, I don't do it as much. Like I tell people, it's like, there's barely anything, there's never a time that I say, okay, I'm black, what should I say? Okay, like, how should I walk?
That's a funny way to say it, but that's a really good point.
Like my hands, it's in between black and gay right here, like
really interesting.
But a lot of times we're just acting.
Yeah.
And we morph into different groups that we're going into, that we're coming to. But it's like rollerblade. You couldn't see me rollerblading. I think I'm not homophobic. I don't have a homophobic bone in my body at all. I was gonna make a joke about that, but I don't have a homophobic bone in my body. But rollerblading's too gay for me. I'm not, I'm saying I'm not is comfortable. I'm comfortable in my skin, but not enough to go rollerblading. I mean, if I wanted to,
it's because he wears shorts all the time, and he doesn't want people to get the wrong impression.
Who wears shorts?
That's really funny. That's really funny.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a very interesting thing as far as like how much are we like somebody that like, I like to think that I don't give a shit about what people think, but I do. I mean, I'm not immersed in it. It's not too much. Sometimes it is, but rarely. But I do care what people think.
Yeah.
Because but I try to have a measure of being effective, because I know I have to be effective to harm. Because there was a time when I was early on in my awakening, probably the first like 5 to 10 years, I didn't care about fucking smells. I didn't care about, and I hate to say that wasn't that long ago. I didn't care about smells, and that can get in the way of you trying to get shit done in the world.
Yeah, depending on how sensitive you are, that's for sure.
Yeah. That's and even the fact of like when I'm like driving people in my Lyft in my car, it's a closed space. That's a whole nother different. Plus, like strangers to the. If you're like open outside in the park, then you can have a little more. You can be a little more lax to a certain situation.